Hey everybody, so I've been meaning to do this for a little while. A couple days. I was just seeing like how far this was going and how crazy this whole thing was going to get. Because we're in for a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know how to get through all of this or really where to start. So I guess let's start with the beginning. Let's do a little bit of background. Okay, for those of you who don't know what it's a reference to, let me just bring this up. Okay, press F to pay respects is a meme.
Can you give me the next 45 seconds?
From I think it was Advanced Warfare, yeah, where it was just kind of an example of how cutscenes had just kind of gone out of control with QuickTime events. Just press F to pay respects. So yeah, that just became a meme. Okay, so how to even fucking begin with this nonsense? Okay, so let's just do some background because most people probably don't know who the hell the Sons of Kojima are, and I don't blame you. So when DSP first kind of started becoming an internet meme, when the whole like Phil thing became what it is today, a group emerged called the Kojima World Order. And that came out of really when the whole Phil culture started, was when he played the Metal Gear Solid games, and just the degree of retardation he did in those pissed a lot of people off, and they made a lot of people just turn on him. A lot of people who were really big fans of Kojima didn't like the fact that he dissed Kojima so much. Because they dissed. I know who they are. I know I'm just saying this for people who don't know who they are. So you had two groups so you had the Kojima World Order that came out of it. And the Kojima World Order was founded. And initially either way, I'm going to say a lot of stuff. I have not been... Okay, I think to just a side note, I've been wanting to say some shit about them for a while. The reason I if you recall, I used to have a do not mention them on my stream rule, and that was because I didn't know about this stuff, but I had really strong feelings of it, so I just didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to get doxxed over some DSP bullshit. So anyway, so there was a fight within the Kojima World Order between the people who wanted to go after DSP more, like than to just kind of report on him and make fun of him, kind of what I do, who wanted to go beyond that and go into kind of fucking with him. And the other thing, I'm just gonna have to look away. The chat's distracting me. And also on the issue of monetization. So they broke apart. The Kojima World Order collapsed, and the Sons of Kojima were born. So the Sons of Kojima are basically a group who were... Tevin calls them the Autistic Illuminati, and that's a good way to put it. If you've seen any of my Chris Chan videos, they're kind of the same thing as the Miscreants, but more public. They're a Metal Gear-inspired group of people who are committed to destroying DSP. Now, they have for years denied that they were trying to destroy DSP. Most notably when Fred was debating with Sammy Samosa. Who the fuck knows if Sammy Samosa was even a real person? But Fred is like, no, we are trying to take down DSP. Why do you think we're trying to take down DSP? We never tried to take him down. So, they claim that... But it turns out that, yeah, there was all this shady shit they were behind. So kind of initially, the thing that started all of this was, I think it was a year ago, we had someone named Arnauds, And Arnod's was apparently starting to monetize DSP content, or was one of the first people to start monetizing DSP content. Or there were just ads playing on her videos, and the SOK did like a mass I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Uh, Copyright strike thing and took her channel down. So eventually, what happened was Freddy Boy fucked over so many people and did so much bullshit that we had just a rush of leaks. All this shit came out about the SOK, that they were blackmailing people, that they were doxing people, that they were. They say Arnaud's is Snort Burnell. I think she is Snort Burnell. I have nothing really to go on that, but they make very similar content. So it turns out they were doxing people, they were blackmailing people, they had like files on stuff, they were hacking people. Now, I don't know, maybe someone in the chat can confirm or deny this, but I've heard that they might have actually been involved with the swatting. I don't know, but yeah, so let me see here. DSP Twitter. So we'll start off, I guess, with DSP's statement on this whole thing. Let's see here. Where is his twit longer? He posts so much fucking crap on his Twitter, it's impossible to find anything. Look at this. Just look at this. I'm trying to find his fucking twit longer. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so let's start out by reading this. Let me see here. Sorry if this is a little disorganized. I actually did spend some time thinking about this. It's just hard to even, like, cover it. So basically, I'm trying to think how to describe it. What's his name was Fred was running the group like some kind of Stalinistic dictator, and he was controlling people with Dirty Hat on them, and there was all kinds of spying and shit. I don't even know like how to start with this, but maybe I'll just do what DSP did. I'll talk about my brief association with the SOK. So back when I did the video on how much money does DSP make, King of Pole did a video kind of responding to my video, and I came to the attention of the SOK. So Fred added me to a group with him and a couple other people on Skype dedicated to figuring out how much money Phil made. So I participated there, and basically there was some like Dindu streamer. I think he's big. I don't know what he was. He was really obnoxious, but he's been on their podcast a couple times. But he just kept screaming about how DSP was a racist, how DSP was like a KKK member and a Nazi, and he deserved to die in the streets and stuff like that. So I said to him, dude, if you think DSP is a hardcore racist, you've obviously never been on the internet. Like you obviously live a sheltered life. And then he started screaming at me about something. And like, dude, I'm like a white nationalist, and DSP wouldn't last 5 seconds in the circles I habit. And he just started screaming at me, so I left the group. So then, like, there was a period where Fred would just watch every DSP stream, and if I said anything about him, or I mentioned the SOK, or I said anything critical of the detractor community, he would message me on Skype and be like, at this timestamp in your video, you're saying bad things about us. And he kept telling me to go on and debate him. And I don't know, I monetized my DSP videos, and the SOK had a really big thing against people monetizing. Like, they've taken channels down and hacked people because they're against monetization for autistic reasons. So one of kind of the things that Fred does, which is frankly pretty schlomo, is he's very skilled with manipulating words. He'll always say, "Oh, you're making a blanket statement about the SOK. You can only refer to certain members." But then he'll be like, "The SOK is collectively not committed to destroying DSP directly." And it's turned out from the leaks that they were involved with most of the copyright strikes he had. So the copyright strike. Okay, let me try to go into a bit of detail about this. Sorry, guys. If there's some other way you want this video to go, let me know. Okay, so what happened with DSP is there's a guy named. You should have debated him. You would have destroyed him. I mean, the thing was, I was just afraid to debate him because he's just such a fucking, like, if you ever see it, basically what he does, and this has been confirmed, is when he was facing Sammy, or no, it wasn't Sammy Samosa, it was Sam, another Sam, but he, like, went through the deep webs and found out, like, the guy's height and shit, like, from calculations from a photo. There was, what's her name? Who was her name? The girl who died. If anybody knows the girl who died, I forget her name. If someone can say it, the one with leukemia. It's. I'm drawing a blank on her name. But when she died, Fred thought that she had just left the SOK, so he went through thousands of obituaries to try and figure out who she was. Alice, yes, thank you. So he went through obituaries to try to find out if Alice had died or not, or if she was just leaving and was going to double cross them. So, like, what happened with Tevin is Tevin was like, "Oh, I can't go on the Let's Endure Project 7 podcast." So it came out immediately after he said he couldn't go on. Fred interpreted that as Tevin was going to move against him because he was too busy to go on a fucking podcast. So Fred actually went and doxed Tevin. Now, Tevin streams under his real name and face, so he doesn't really care. But the fact that Fred did that, got his personal information, and was going to use it to blackmail him. Yes, Alice died of leukemia. I was surprised to hear it too, because she didn't sound especially sick. But, yeah. So, that was really shady. There's a video maybe we'll watch of Fred trying to intimidate the guy who made the Encyclopedia Dramatica page. If you haven't read the SOK's Encyclopedia Dramatica page, I implore you to. It was hilarious. So, I'm trying to think what else was there. Just kind of like some of the top line bullshit. Like this thing is crazy, and this was going on for years. There was like multiple levels of the group and like the inner circle. They would have like votes to kick people out. Mughal, they started gathering dirt on Mughal because Mughal's mother had cancer or something, and he couldn't show up to podcasts for a while. So they started getting dirt together to try to fuck him. It's we'll watch a couple of these. We'll look at DSP's twit longer. So I just want to basically just briefly, because I feel like I have to say this. Do I feel responsible at all for this? Do I feel guilty or anything? No, I don't. I think I've always been more balanced on Phil than a lot of people. And I think I've always been pretty clear that I think he's someone that you can make fun of because he puts his life out there. I think that's, if Phil were to say, "Look, guys, I'm done with the internet. This stuff is bullshit. It's negative. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to do my gaming footage, but I'm not going to keep broadcasting the drama," then I would respect that and stop that. The thing is that Phil posts every like minute of his life online. And not only that, but he uses it to raise money. Like whenever things happen, Phil basically will just be like, "Oh, all this stuff happened, guys. Feel bad for me. Give me money." And it's just like it's a freak show. Like I think you can make fun of something without wishing it will. Like I think I've always been pretty clear this. I wish Phil would get his shit together and become a productive member of society. I don't really have any ill will against him, but the guy puts his life out there, it's amazing. It's like this hilarious freak show. So I mean, I think it's fine to watch it, but the SOK actively tried to fuck him over on numerous occasions. And not only that, they didn't just fuck Phil, they also fucked their own people. So this is Phil's statement.
My thoughts on the sock situation, and my only ones, so please, stop asking me for more. Tons of people are now messaging me to say that Sock is being exposed for doing horrible things to me that they denied for years, and the like via a series of leaks. It was obvious the vast majority of the shit was always them, as they are the only group who delve it deep into my personal shit. It was obvious the vast majority of the shit was always them, as they are the only group who delve it deep into my personal shit. I would not be surprised if they'd performed the vast majority of negative things against me, including the doxing.
Yep.
DDoS attacks.
Yep.
False copyright strikes.
Yep.
Prank calls. Pizza deliveries. Signing up my emails to hundreds of spam email sites.
Yeah, they probably did that.
Signing up my physical mail to dozens of catalogs and magazines I don't want. Sending me feces in the mail. Yes, all of that happened, and even swatting me. And remember, Leanna's father also got swatted after the SWAT against us didn't get any of the negative desired effect nor the real ability to make fun of us.
Now, I wonder if that's true, because I don't know if Leanna's father did get swatted. That is really, really fucked. Like, that's a lot more fucked than DSP getting swatted. Because, I mean, that is some fucking crazy stalker shit. It's, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Once again, this is Phil, and Phil is a pathological liar.
Leanna's father also got swatted after the SWAT against us didn't get any of the negative desired effect nor the real ability to make fun of us. That's the most fucked up thing about Sock and the like. The way they don't only try to ruin my life but the lives of everyone around me as well. I wholeheartedly admit that money was one of many factors in the breakdown of my relationship with Leanna and what caused the money situation. Two things. 1. My accumulating huge debt from a move across the USA, and 2. My inability to pay off the debt because of false copyright strikes single-handedly destroying DSP Gaming as a profitable YouTube channel.
No, that wasn't the... Well, that was part of the reason. That was a really douchey thing to do.
My inability to pay off the debt because of false copyright
strikes I'm just gonna read
single-handedly destroying DSP...
This is too fucking slow. Okay, so let's see here. I'll now reveal something that I have never revealed before, and it's something the SOK have dwelled on for years. It totally spun for their own purposes. This will blow your mind. The real reason that we did not attend Leanna's brother's wedding. So he denied that for a long time. After Leanna's father was swatted, despite us never mentioning him in any video nor giving out info regarding him. I don't know if that happened or not. I don't know. None of our we realized that nobody would ever be safe. None of our family members would ever be immune from the hatred and vile actions that we were suffering, because the people doing them had no moral compass nor conscience. Okay, so we didn't attend it because we came to the conclusion, ultimately, if we did attend, there would be a strongly increased chance that someone would try to fuck with us and ruin the event, which obviously we did not want to have happen, because it wasn't our event to get ruined. That would have been incredibly fucked up, having someone else's once-in-a-lifetime event getting ruined by swatting or another kind of harmless prank that these fuckwads would try to pull. So after having serious discussions about it, we all collectively agreed to stay home and not attend the event. I stopped mentioning it altogether, and Leanna and her brother were both very sad, but knew it was best. Okay, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know. I still think it's likely that he just stayed home to play Fallout 4. But this is his side of the story. I don't know. It's you're trying to pick between two deceitful people who scam people, so it's hard to tell. So SOK found out the address and date of the wedding. So they found it out. Okay. They spread that info all over the place. Okay, let's see. The best part... Okay, this is like a paragraph. For those there who are finally seeing the light, they need to look back over the last several years, all the shit they did to me since I moved to Washington, and seriously see if they can live with themselves. I feel bad even when I inadvertently hurt someone. That's a fucking lie. But these people deliberately tried to destroy me for literally nothing. No logical reason. That's wrong on so many levels. I mean, Phil's a douchebag. I'm not gonna say it was over nothing, but they just went fucking crazy. Everything is just white noise that we can block out. Okay, so let's look at Fred Fox's Twitter. Freddy boy. This is how you don't play. Okay, let's see. Let's see what Freddy Boys is. Okay, so here is Freddy Boys. This is his attempt to explain things. This is going to be so cringy and so disingenuous. The things I've said and done in the past were disgusting, embarrassing, and inexcusable. Then why did you do them? I mean, it's not an apology if you knew what you were doing was wrong. You did it over a long period of time, and you kept doing it. I mean, if like, I don't know, you get into an argument, you get pissed off, and you punch somebody. Like, that's something you say you're sorry. Like, look, I lost control. That was bad of me. Or you do something impulsive. Or you just do something out of spite. But when you do this over, like, 3 years and you have detailed records over everybody, then you can't just say sorry for that. I'm not going to make excuses or say that anyone else influenced me to do them. I take full responsibility for what I did and what went on in the group at the time. Okay. I realized in mid-2016 that public drama was defining who I was in this community, and I wanted to stop fueling it from them then on out on social media. Yeah, well... What? Okay, how do you apologize for it? How do you explain of it all? When I look at the pictures, I feel ashamed. Not even just because they are public now, but because I acted that way. It's stuff I had allowed myself to forget about and move on from that I have to reflect now. This is a lie, because they were doing this shit like weeks ago. This is all just a massive lie. One positive thing is I can say things leaking out from 2 years ago are not what the group is today. The group's worse today. This is why none of the leaks are recent, except for the ones that are. For now, I'm going to focus on my friends and family. This is such bullshit. No, Fred, you don't get to say you're sorry. You did that. Like, it's bullshit. It's not like he freaked out and, like, I don't know, swatted DSP when he was, like, I don't know, manic or something. He spent years doing this. Years. Ugh. Okay, Boogie, we'll go into this. We're going to look at the actual docs in a minute. Who's the other piece of shit we're going to look at? Dr. Fizz. Is it Dr. Doomfizz? I don't fucking know. Is this illegal? Is what illegal? What I'm doing? What I'm doing is not illegal. Okay, so let's see here. Let's take a look at the Kiwi leaks. So, okay, members who still haven't spoken. Okay, Fizz. Alright, Evil AJ. Prideful Zombie. So everybody, like, ran away. All the SOK members are like, oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about it. We didn't know about it. None of us knew about it. But it's pretty obvious everybody did know about it. So you have all these fuckwads who are like, oh, I'm out of the SOK now. I'm gone, guys. I didn't know about any of this. Well, it's pretty obvious everybody, like, who was on the podcast, who was in the inner circle, knew about this. It's just like, Fred is a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong. Fred is an awful person. But, yeah. Everybody else was fucking complicit in this nonsense. Okay, let's see here. Let me just read through this. So this is really long story. You can read this all if you want. Let me just put this in. I was trying to find the docs. Yeah, Fizz deleted his account. which is a fucking pussy thing to do. To be perfectly honest. I mean, they should stand by what they did. Che came out and confirmed this. I think Moogle confirmed this. Okay, so Kaz been one of the members to change his Twitter handle and came forward stating that Be Awesome One had used the copyright strikes against DSP Gaming and that the SOK had authorized the plan in advance and had been lying about their involvement ever since. That was super sleazy. What Be Awesome One did, and I can actually fucking go after him because Freddie was giving me shit about it. So what Be Awesome One did was he was giving DSP fan art for a long period of time, and DSP put the fan art in his pre-streams, and then he decided to revoke permission to use it and copyright claimed all of his pre-streams and basically tried to destroy his channel. So, yeah. That's how fucked this is. Let's see here. This is too long, didn't read. I don't really care about the apologies. Fuck them. What's this? I do this very seriously. That's why we're still around. Okay, so let's look at this stuff. Fred's half-assed apology. Okay, so Che did a video. Renegade Operative did a video. Okay. King of Pole, can you hear me now? Okay, so let's look at some of this shit. Let's start getting into this. Sorry, just this is really small. Okay. So this was a guy who unsubbed, who unfollowed Fred on Twitch. Hey buddy, thanks for unfollowing me. I was following 421 people and need to cut someone. Lol, and you unfriended me. If you're gonna make a big deal about numbers, what I said, thank you. I like to follow 420 people. What's your deal? You leave the group, you unfollow me randomly, and then unfriend me because you went out of the way to message me over an unfollow on Twitter. I joked around with you about it and said thanks. Well, we don't really talk anyways, so what's it matter? Why are you being hostile? I never did anything for you. In fact, I have been nothing but nice to you. And I'm not claiming you did. I don't even know why you're making a big deal of this. I'm not. I literally made a joke about it. You unfriended me over it and have been kind of a dick so far. Okay, sorry, I wasn't trying to be a dick. So what's up? I don't know. All right. Well, I just wanted to make a joke with you and see how you were doing, to be honest. I kind of feel like you might have some sort of issue with me or the SOK, and weren't honest about it based on our interaction now. No, your joke just felt like you being a dick. I don't know, randomly unfollows seem like being a dick. I took it as stride and made it a joke about it. It didn't seem like it. Funny how the only time you even think to talk to me is when I leave the group and then unfollow you. Otherwise, I don't hear one word coming from you. That comes as not really caring about that. Okay, so let's see here. So this is Fred fucking yelling at somebody over the whole, I don't know. This is Fred yelling at somebody for unfollowing someone on Twitter. Like, it's so fucking petty. Like, what the fuck is... I don't know. I can't understand this. SOK members making fun of Fred. Be Awesome One using... Okay, to try to get Unsun to admit a guy. SOK being involved with fan art strikes. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see here. I recorded Bao and Fred. I can check right now. Let's see here. No, you said to send my submission to neutral third party. Never said about making video unlisted. Okay, let's... Okay. Trying to see here. I think that is about the... let's see here. Fan art strikes. Tried not to call attention to the fan art. We're trying to do this without attention on it. He won't catch that fan tweet anyways. If anything, you'll see the one I posted, so let me delete it. Okay, cool. The way this the way this worked this time is we didn't say anything about it until after it happened. We figured out the fan art plan the day of the first strikes. Hey Argent, there's a video of Arnaz explaining it. Yeah, I watched that. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So this is basically confirmation that they were in on it. Let's see here. SOK fan kicked out because they thought he was a mole. So apparently Case... Okay, what is this? We found you. You're the mole. Okay, so they kicked somebody out because they thought there was a mole in their group. Who the fuck would bother to be a mole? Okay, so apparently Case Tech think I'm a mole because of stuff I randomly commented from your post to Phil's Instagram to his... Okay, whatever the fuck this is. So... I don't even know. So they kicked me out of their Discord because they thought this guy was a mole. Okay, I came to these private messages from Case Tech claiming I was the mole and you're fucked. He provided me of evidence of troll messages sent to DSP's Instagram, my friendship association with... I don't even fucking know, that's crazy. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Fred voice changer. Okay, so this is... Okay, let's see here. Here's some other crazy shit. So Fred used a voice changer to troll some autistic guy. Let's see here. Okay, so this is when Fred Fox was pretending to be a girl.
Just came in like, draw.
What if you came in?
What if he came in?
I appreciate it.
Ross came in.
If Ross came into your house, would you shoot him with a gun like that one guy?
Be honest with us.
I would.
I would.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, Second Amendment rights.
I would shoot.
I would shoot
my
my computer monitor if it had a picture of him on it.
So would I. What do you think, Puck?
So what do you say, Buck?
What did I say about what?
Would you shoot Jonathan Ross if he came in your house like that one guy?
Well, if he came in with a gun, I would just came in like, draw.
What if you came in?
What if he came in like naked?
I would just close the door and say, get the fuck out of my house.
What if they like try to force you to get on your knees and said you come from ankles?
I would still kick him out of my house. Okay, what if he was naked and he had a gun? That would make...
Okay, so that was really weird. Let's see here. Blackmailing to protect himself.
You're fucking me around, and now you're telling people garbage about me that I collect calls and shit.
You do though. It's the truth.
Really?
It's the truth.
I did blackmail pretty good with that cry call.
Oh God. Fucking Miles. It all comes down to Miles.
Well, I mean, that's pretty good leverage.
What happened in that call between you two?
Which one?
The one recent.
Oh, the one where we apparently had a breakthrough and shit?
Yeah.
And just that. Basically, the reason why it started is because I told him, like, hey, I see you fucking talking all kinds of shit. I see you fucking, making these ridiculous claims in our YouTube comments to make people more upset with us over the Argent garbage. So...
I hope they weren't as bad as my claims. Mine were very retarded.
So I said, well, if you're going to be a little bitch...
Oh, okay.
Well, we're going to show people that you're a little bitch, and we're going to put that call out. Because we've been holding that call for a while, and we were close to posting it several different times, but we always fucking gave him gave him a pass.
What, the one that was recent?
What?
The recent one, the recent call.
The one where he's crying to Miles.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
And we were gonna put that out,
Okay, we're gonna look at this. They literally, like, recorded a guy crying and they threatened to release it.
Basically, we were super gonna put it out when the ED article shit happened. We were gonna include it in the ED article. We were gonna do a lot of shit, but we ended up not doing it. We ended up not messing with the ED article, and we ended up just trying to move past it. But as you know, you give people a chance, and they start to get brave, like they don't get consequences for the shit they're doing, and you got to deal with them later. So, of course, we had to deal with Burn later, and then I was going to release it again. Then we gave him we had mercy. We gave him mercy, and then we didn't post it a second time. Then this time, after he's trying to fucking continue the Ardnas drama, fucking make it worse, it died off, and then he's over there trying to reignite it, make these ridiculous claims. I said, alright, motherfucker. Now we're gonna fucking release it, because you're trying to do some really malicious shit now. And then he was like, oh, let's talk, let's have a call. I said, alright.
What, now?
No.
Let's see here. Sorry, Theo's in the chat, so I just want to give him a shout out. Just say, Theo's a good guy. I enjoy his DSP videos. He's a bit like me and Tevin. He definitely makes fun of Phil, but he's kind of one of the more, I guess, kind of moderate people. Like, he makes fun of Phil, but correct me if I'm wrong, Theo, but I kind of feel like you, me, Tevin, and kind of some of the other people just feel more frustrated with Phil than anything. Like, we kind of wish he would stop being a moron and get his life on track. So, yeah, let's see here. Fred. Let me see here. I'm trying to find the call he recorded where the guy's crying. Let's see here. I'm trying to find if anybody knows where to find it. There was one where there was someone who was crying. Let's see here. There's the autistic man, cybersex autistic man. What the heck?
Dude, he deleted me as a contact.
Dude, he literally asked for a picture.
Oh my god, add this stupid fucker back.
Theo, I'm gonna say my all-time favorite DSP video is, I think, the dusting one. The one where he just goes on and on and on about how much work it is and how hard his life is because he's was dusting. Let me see here. I'm just trying to think. Does anybody have a particular video they think I should watch? Let me just go back. It's kind of hard to know how to go through this because there's just so much nonsense to go through on this whole thing. It's not very surprising. It is it's just amazing. What's this? Oh, those got taken down. The antics with Ardnas. Let's see here. The irony is Sammy was kind of right about most of the stuff. Sammy is kind of retarded, but he actually was kind of right about everything. Let me see here. The money charity. Let's see here. Let's see here.
You're exposed, bitch. You're exposed.
Let's see here. Sons of Kojima in a nutshell. People are really going down on him over this whole thing. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of something. New evidence regarding SOK. Let's see here. Fred fucks attacking Doper. Lead conversation about recording calls, hating other members. DSP text. You know what? Why don't we look at the this one? I don't know if anyone's endured this yet, but let's look at this. Or we can look at... No, that's too fucking long. I'm not watching that. Okay.
I can't... my intentions weren't the first time. They weren't sincere. But, like...
No, three times they weren't sincere.
Wait, when was the third time?
Today.
This fucking guy.
I don't know. But, like, in the...
Boone? I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you?
In the
you don't
public
answer
discussion.
a straight question. He's asking you why you're doing this. For the lulz, I don't recall.
Dude, be a man, grow a fucking pair of balls, and just say why you did it.
Because for the lulz, like I said.
Dude, what are you fucking... Dude, you are 12.
There is no other reason.
You are a fucking 12-year-old. I did it for the lulz. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Dude, there's people older than that that do it for the lulz. It's not like...
Again, they're immature as all fucking holy hell that act like they're 12. Are you kidding me?
It's not like it's immature wholesale.
It's an Encyclopedia Dramatica calling people niggers and faggots. Yeah, it's immature.
And on top of that, somebody says, I'm going to stop talking about them, and then does it. It's immature.
I removed Moogle's part because that was immature. I agree with you.
One person. Oh, you removed one person. All's forgiven.
We couldn't blank out the whole fucking page, and I didn't know how to edit it.
Yeah, you could have. You could have said, you know what? I'm not getting involved in this. Why are you guys doing it? Why did you have to be the one who posted?
I don't know.
I gotta interrupt for a second, but how is Moogle's part immature, but Renegade's part wasn't?
Well, I didn't even, the rough draft, I didn't even know new members are. Well, I knew today, but I don't know.
Just to clarify, just to clarify something, if you're going to say that taking Moogle's part out because it was immature, not that I'm highly offended by this, I'm really truly not, but I'm just going to point it out to you. Whoever wrote it, whether it's you or your friends, you called my wife a bitch in it. You're telling me that is not immature?
Oh, no.
I'm saying it's all immature, but we just,
But you just said you took Moogle's part out because that was immature, and that insinuates that the rest of the article isn't.
Oh, well, that's not what I was insinuating.
Yeah, that's what you said, dude. You said I took Moogle's part out because it was immature, and you ended your sentence. So that means...
So this is like 20 minutes of them yelling at people over the... over whatever. Okay, the Basher girl would die from leukemia is not fair, because that happened before anybody even knew Alice had leukemia. So that's really not true. Let's see here. True by an ED page, getting mad over a member leaving a group, trying to blackmail, the SOK. I don't know, what do you guys want? I have about a half an hour or so until I have to go somewhere. Well, not go somewhere, but I should probably go to bed eventually. Just because it's a very busy week at work.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I wonder if he's going to mention it on either Axe the King or Hate Live.
Oh, that's a waifu.
That shit will be on my channel.
I don't think so. You do mention it.
Yeah, it'll be like a highlight. I mean, this is ridiculous.
like, wait, was anyone else banned Fred besides you?
Yeah, was anyone else banned besides you?
I mean, in the SOK.
Oh, look at the episode, The End. So I'd like to say that, like, whatever my criticisms are, I did find a lot of what the SOK did funny. Like, I did really enjoy the Let's Endures. The Let's Endures were hilarious. In particular, the one about the one they did on Conduit 2 was funny. All the Metal Gear Solid ones were funny. I mean, that was good, because that was, like, not really mean-spirited or trying to fuck anybody. This is how, you know, plays are like, just... I think they're good, because they're making fun of DSP, but they're not actively trying to fuck him over.
I'm just playing Overwatch, mostly just to have something to do. Well,
okay, let's see.
More of a cover. Not really. It's okay, ended in the biggest bang. Yeah. Fuck me. Fast Jazz, a fun time. How'd you describe the smell of so strong internet?
Okay, so...
Somebody asked me beforehand what I thought about something. I hope I answered it for him. A bunch of people fucking follow me. Martin, Psycho Render, my stream is very interesting right now. You know, Martin, it's funny, dude. I don't know what the fuck happened with you, dude, because I don't think I was there. I think I, like, fucking, like, shouted, like, really fucking hard. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. Joel, what's up, man?
Yep, they have.
I just say it's been a pleasure to know most of the people, especially ex-SOK people here I've never met. Yeah, Red, again. Cool guy. And again, I think most of the people who came here today are really cool guys. AJ came, Fazzy, Moogle, Rad.
Fazzy.
I did say AJ, right? Cyber. All those guys are cool. Sean. The guys are all cool. Cyanide, he's a Ghost Dragon. I think all those guys.
I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I can't stand Shodan. Shodan's really obnoxious.
Are cool and fine, but yeah. Loophole Connect. Yes, Jay, you can join in if you have my Skype. We can call, or I guess Discord if you must.
Is this honest to God a fucking... How can you even do a 5-hour podcast?
Did
my voice gets tired about an hour and a half.
Yes, Jay. God damn. Hey, yes, Jay. Need my fucking... There, I put in the chat. Rip Pascal. What? I messaged you on Skype. Oh, okay. Alright. I didn't even fucking... Yeah. Alright. Yeah, Jay can call me if you want right now. If y'all are gonna be in the call, you should invite me there. I mean, sure. Free to call, whatever. Jay to a podcast with Loop. I mean, I don't know. Alright, let's see. Renegade posted something. Let's see what this is. Insecure Fox doing his best, lying and being underhanded towards a person who is sick. Oh god, no. Please don't fucking tell me. Top list from here, Josh Cobra. Oh, this is when he was trying to ask people to get in, or he was trying to get people in. Ghoul World Order, I think, is iffy since he was in with the rejects there. There's the rejects I told you about. Otaku Fapney's garbage. Are you fucking... Oh god. Oh my fucking god, dude. Not gonna have this bullshit taking center stage when we have DOS to prepare for. Oh my...
Okay, I'm gonna need to find a time when my family is not arguing, when I don't have a doctor's appointment, or out doing errands, or busy doing stuff around my house in order to actually talk to Che. Like a decent amount of time, because it will probably last a few hours. She sent me these last night. I told her if she doesn't solve it by Monday, then drop it until Friday. Not going to have bullshit take center stage while we have Daz to prepare for. Oh, yeah. Alice, the girl with leukemia.
God, man. I don't even know what the fuck to say to that. Do you believe love can bloom on a battlefield? Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Oops. Oh, sorry, Jay. I didn't fucking see your thing. I'm sorry.
At the same time, as I've said, they're kind of scapegoating Fred. They're just like, oh, no one else was involved in everything. It was just Fred. Fred was the only one who was behind
dude.
this.
Hey, dude. Okay, so you should be on right now.
How's it going?
Hey, man. It's going good.
Oh, no.
Dude, this is fucking boring. There's more dead space than in one of my live streams. At least, I don't know, how can they... Let me just look at this. Let's just look at the Sons of Kojima, how long they do these fucking podcasts. Because, like, these go on for... Like, I don't understand how they have the energy. I cannot talk, honest to God, for more than an hour and a half by myself. Like, whenever I go on to... What was it called? Whenever I go on Beckloff's live stream, I normally leave, like, after an hour and a half. I can't keep, like, high enough energy to justify making people listen to me for that amount of time. So, like, fucking 3 hours. Okay, so that was only 2 hours. That was hilarious. Those were amazing. Where's their longest podcast? The Breakup, 3.5 hours. 3-hour Emergency. Honey Dick, 7 hours and 20 minutes. What the fuck? Fuck You Machinima, 3.5 hours. The SOK Birthday, 3.5 hours. DSP Gaming Leaves Machinima, 3.5 hours. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought it was just the part about Alice that we were talking about.
I'm on speaker. Alright.
Alright.
Alright. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Alright. Well, I got something to say to Fred. And, you know, to be honest, I kept this a secret because I didn't want to bring it up and shit because I was trying to put this in the past. But my fucking issue is with Fred is that he's a wannabe MMA bitch. The only fucking exercise that he gets is going to Taco Bell. The dude admitted to taking like 3 fucking weekends of classes at a fucking dojo. Okay? I get more fucking exercise walking to my mailbox than his MMA training. So don't believe his MMA shit. And I got one thing to say. And I wasn't going to say this until one of you motherfuckers, and I'm not going to say who, you came to me in private when those leaks came out, and you made a sneak diss about leaking shit about Alice. Because you thought I was the leaker. And I know Fred sent that motherfucker. So here's what I'm going to say. You never liked Alice. You disrespected her. And when I was in Florida with her, and excuse me if I crack up, when I was in Florida with her, in the hospital, when her leukemia relapsed, you still came to me and you said that her fucking medical conditions weren't real, that she was just an attention whore that was lying about her medical issues. What about that, Fred? You never apologized to me for that. You gave me some bullshit statement after he passed. Oh, I'm sorry, Che, I know you loved her, but blah, blah, blah. Really? You never liked Alice. In fact, what was you gonna tell people? That she faked her fucking cancer? What do you gotta say about that now? She's 6 feet in the fucking grave. What are you going to say about that now? You haven't come to me man to man and apologize about the shit you said about her. And what was you planning to do when she passed away? You wanted to make a podcast where you put her name in the title and you put her fucking picture in the title so you can get fucking views off of a memorial podcast? That's why you were saying all that shit on Twitter? Oh, R.I.P. Alice. And I came to you in private and I told you to not do that shit or I'll leak everything. Right? You should be dead instead of her. And I mean that. You should be dead instead of her. What are you gonna say now, big man? Huh? You say she's faking her medical conditions? Why don't you go tell her fucking parents that?
Holy fuck. All of this from a community of people who were formed to make fun of some asshole on the internet. What the fuck, man? Like, you have people die of cancer, you have, like, people blackmailing people, you have lives being ruined and destroyed. Like, at the end of the day, it's nonsense. DSP is just some asshole on the internet. That's it. It's just like this stuff is just supposed to be fun. Like the DSP detractor community, I guess if you can call me a detractor, is about laughing at DSP for stupid blogs he puts up about how dusting's hard work. It's about making like this is how you don't plays of his stupidity. It's about trying to learn life lessons like this is how you don't live from Phil. It's not like This is really heavy shit.
Yeah, big talk coming from the guy that is so scared to show his fucking face that when your fucking feet got leaked, right? When you posted that picture about your fucking legs and shit, those fat fucking legs, right? With no muscle, no MMA training, nothing, right? You got scared and you took those fucking legs down because they leaked it on 8chan. You're so scared to show your fucking face yet you'll make fun of the way I look. Loophole, renegade, who are you to judge, motherfucker? Nobody knows what you look like because you're too scared to show yourself. That one's for Alice. And I'm not using her for anything. I just thought people should know. You disrespected her memory and you disrespected her. Even it was in a fucking hospital bed. You thought she was a part of some anti-SOK group when she was taking a break. She was in a fucking hospital bed. I was fucking with her in the hospital. Those 3 months I was with her before, God rest her soul, it got worse and she passed away. You fucking told the whole group that I was fucking spying on motherfuckers. Alice told you in that secret group that she had leukemia again. And what did you do? Those 3 fucking months from January to April until I left the group, you fucking said that I was in a and Evo AJ, everyone in that fucking chat that I got booted out, you'll know. What was he telling people? He was telling people that I was fucking gonna go on a podcast and leak some shit. That you wouldn't let me get on the podcast and tell people I was taking a break. I was in a fucking hospital taking care of Alice, and you knew that. She told you that. She told you that privately that she was in the hospital. And you spent that whole time telling everybody that I was fucking part of an anti-SOK group. Because you were too much of a bitch to ask me in fucking private if I was being anti-SOK. Now where are you, Fred? You called everyone bitches, right? The wannabe internet MMA guy, right? You do MMA. You take people to the ground. You do jujitsu, even though you never did it in your fucking life. You ain't even got a fucking belt, motherfucker. You never competed. You took 2 fucking weekend classes. You a weekend warrior. I get more exercise walking to my fucking mailbox than your whole MMA career. But you think just because you watch UFC, you're a fucking tough guy. Why can't you show your face? Come to this stream. I know you watching, motherfucker. And here's another thing, right? Did you know that this motherfucker tried getting Loophole's private information, right? He was looking him up on Newgrounds and found his full name. He was trying to look him up. And Caesar, I'm sorry, motherfucker. I was too pissed off and when I left the group and I was taking care of people. Okay, I was taking care of Alice to tell you this. But you know, Caesar, did you know that Fred doxed you? Yeah, he went to me in private. Hey, here's fucking Cyanide Caesar's fucking Facebook page. I looked him up in fucking New Jersey. Look at him. He looks like a faggot, right? You dox people. You spied on people. And you are a flat out bitch. You can make fun of me for being bisexual all the fuck you want, motherfucker. And I hope someone's recording this. This is your burial. And Medicare, I want Medicare to hear this. If you make a video about Fred and this whole bullshit with the Sons of Kojima, I promise I will PayPal you $20 fucking, and I will tweet that shit out, and I will get my cousin to donate $1. I will be a fucking year-long subscriber to your fucking Patreon. It'd only be $1, but I will give you $20 fucking, and I will subscribe to your Patreon if you make a video about that's okay, and I will give you leaks, and I will give you even more leaks if you make a video about him. Bury this motherfucker for trying to look at people's private information and spreading that shit. You know he fucking spread fucking Tevin's and Renegade's fucking ex's info on other websites.
Yep,
like
he
8chan
did.
And shit. Yeah.
Once again, there's no way. Actually, Che has said that he likes dick girls and traps. So, yeah, but it is what it is. It's like, once again, I still think they're just scapegoating Fred. Now, is Fred a piece of shit? Did Fred do all this stuff? I'm sure Fred did do all this stuff. The thing is, I kind of feel like everybody else is just saying, oh, Fred did all this, nobody did anything else. I can't believe he did this whole thing by himself.
Yeah. What's up, right? Right, you told me that, hey, I don't know anything about Dox and Tevin. It was 123 Sam. Yeah, you admit in that fucking call that you dox fucking, not Tevin, Text. So, Jim, I want you to hear this. I will give you $20 fucking, and I will be a lifelong subscriber to your Twitch, and I will tell all of my subscribers to please subscribe to Mr. Medicare. And you know what? Come Christmas time, I'll give you another fucking $20, and I'll help you with the video. Bury this motherfucker. You got the fucking views for it. You got the people. Bury this motherfucker. He tried looking up Loophole's information. He tried looking up Renegade's information. He even tried looking up my information until I told him, motherfucker, you ain't gonna find it. And if you do find it, what the fuck are you gonna do? Fred, what the fuck are you gonna do to Tevin? What the fuck are you gonna do to Loophole? What are you gonna do to Renegade? Huh? What are you gonna do to us, right? Go ahead, motherfucker. If you know where I live, come at me. But that's right, because you don't know how to fight. You don't know anything, right? Where's that political science degree, right? The best thing that fucking degrees do is gonna get you a job at fucking Dunkin' Donuts, whereas you're probably working now. I got a bachelor's degree in fucking political science. What the fuck does that mean?
Hey, lay
What are
off
you doing
people with
shit with
bachelor's
it?
degrees in
What are you
political
doing with it, huh?
science.
What are you doing with that degree? Nothing. And let me tell you something else, folks. Did you know that this motherfucker was in Skype calls 19 hours a day? 19 hours a day. 19, folks. I would come home from work or college, and this motherfucker would fall asleep in the call. He spent his fucking life in that group. His life. 20-hour calls, obsessing over people. Hey, you guys remember Sam? Did you know this motherfucker made a 20-hour Skype call trying to come up with a battle plan against Sam because she called him a bitch on Twitter? Did y'all know that? A 20-hour battle plan. He made bullet points and PowerPoints about Sam. We're gonna attack Sam. We're gonna do this. We're gonna lay out an offensive on Twitter against her just because she called Fred a bitch. Why are you hiding, Fred? I thought you were a man. I thought the big badass. I watch UFC. I'm a big badass, huh? Right? Where you at, motherfucker? We here. We all owning up to our mistakes. Me, Loophole, Moogle. I don't even give a fuck about Kaz, because Kaz, you disrespected Alice in private to me too, and you know what you did. So don't even ask for my forgiveness, motherfucker. Just ignore me. But I ain't gonna say anything about you, because I got enough on you being a bitch. This is about Fred. Where you at? Where the fuck you at? Why are you hiding? I know you watching this stream. Guess what? My Skype, you are green. You are watching this shit. And I will leak more shit about you if I find out that you fucking have doxes. If you fucking dox people and I find out about it, I'm gonna leak more. And I'm gonna leak the whole thing. Mr. Medica, if you want the whole fucking chat logs, you will have them. You will have them. Come to me. I will give you fucking everything. Bury this motherfucker. And yes, I admit, I was a fucking retard for being in that group. We were retarded for doing all that shit. I know, Kaz. Well, the big bad Brazilian guy that always talks about, well, I'm from Brazil. Of course you're not scared of anything. You know, you're just scared of showing your face. You're scared of confrontation. But this ain't about you, motherfucker, because you weren't even a junior member. You were just a Fred ass kisser. I ain't got no problems with you anymore. But anyways, Mediker, I give you all the leaks. And guess what, motherfucker? I have 2 calls of him ranting about the fucking group. You want those calls? You got it. He called me at 5 a.m. ranting about shit like a fucking schizophrenic madman. I want you guys to tweet at Jim. Tell him that Che will give him every fucking thing. And you know what? I admit. We were idiots. And Kaz, you were an idiot for being in that group too. You were an idiot for being a cheerleader. Why did you always fucking come to me when I talk shit about Fred? Because you're a bitch. And what about you doxing Tevin? Tevin's in this fucking call. Where are you at, Fred? You gonna apologize to Tevin for doxing him? Hey, guess what? Just a surprise, a DSP fan doxed Tevin. Where the fuck you at? He was right. This is the autistic Illuminati. And guess what? We got out of it. We all got out of it. And even Kaz, which is a surprise. So I'll give him props on one thing. That fucking idiot got out of it. You're smart, because it's a sinking ship, motherfucker. You need to get off of it. Everyone, get the fuck off the Sons of Kojima. It's a dead fucking sink. Mr. Mediker, tweet at Mr. Mediker. Tell him Che will give him everything about fucking Fred. Everything. We were dumb for being in that group. We were dumb for taking it that serious. That's the problem. We took the group too seriously. We took ourselves too seriously. That's just the way it is. We fucked up. But the difference is we're here admitting our fuck-ups. Fred is running. Fred is hiding. He's on the Titanic, and it hit the iceberg, and he's drowning. So what is Fred trying to do? He's trying to sit there and hide. Because you know what Fred thinks? He thinks that he could hide and he can get away with this. He thinks that that video that Tevin made won't mean shit in a month. Hold Fred's feet to the fire, because if this was DSP, if DSP did this shit, he would get roasted for 2 years. So let's treat Fred like the DSP bitch that he is. Let's treat Fred like the lolcow that he is. Hold his feet to the fire. I'm doing it right here. I don't have the audience. And I'm being a dickhead. I'm doing it right here. And I just want to be a dickhead about it. That's why I said Jim to come talk to me. What's the matter, Fred? Why aren't you coming out? Why aren't you going to admit that you tried looking up fucking personal members' information? You got pissed off at Loophole. You tried finding his information. You doxed fucking Caesar. You tried to find my information. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I got one more. Hey, Tex, are you in the chat?
I think he's doing a
Say
stream.
something.
I think he's doing a stream right now.
This is something for Tex.
Okay.
Tex took a picture of him looking at a box. You know how you look in a box and sometimes it shows your reflection? You guys know that?
Yeah.
How you like look into a box and it shows your reflection? Well, Fred spent one day trying to fucking screen cap a picture of Tex from that reflection so he could get his face, so he could leak it on him. He was holding like a Star Wars box because he collects Star Wars. The difference between you and us is because we admit our mistakes. We admit our mistakes.
Okay, I just like to read out what Nazir 3000 said, which is more or less what I was thinking about it. Why is Che saying all this shit Fred did, and when it comes to the rest to them, he's like, oh, we just did stupid shit. Yeah, because I don't think anybody else has really said what they did. They just said they did some other stuff. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go on a little field trip. I should probably cut this short in like 15 minutes just so this isn't like 20 minutes long. But let's look at what Sammy Samosa said. And let's see how much of what he said was right in retrospect. Sammy Samosa. Make drama videos about me? Yeah, there's really drama involving me. I don't tend to pretend I like somebody when I don't. So, yeah, that tends to make it worse. Okay, so this is widely just despised. So this got 10 to 1. So this is Sammy Samosa's thing. So Sammy Samosa debated with Fred, and this was his podcast he did, where he tried to take down the Sons of Kojima.
Oh man, look at this. This is a joke. He says, aspiring content creator, part-time wordsmith, blah blah blah. Aspiring content creator of what? What content do you have? You have no original content. And you've been aspiring for how many years now? You're still aspiring after all these years? I mean, it's nothing but retweets. Well, this is your original content? Nothing but DSP.
It kind of is. I mean, he did do some custom stuff. I mean, that's true. Like, everything he did was DSP.
No surprise there. Hell, Panda Lee has more original content than you. That's soap. Like it or not, it's more original.
Now that's out of the way, I want to bring up Fred's most embarrassing moment to date. Of course, I'm referring to the debate. He tried to take the polite route. He tried to be the nice guy and respectful. But with over 400 some people watching, what it actually looked like was Fred getting sunned.
What the fuck is getting sunned?
No pun intended. He got sunned on his own podcast. He tried to insult my job, but it's not really an insult. It's more of a compliment. At least Sammy Samosa 67 has a job. That's right. I don't actually think Fred has a job, because when I asked him, he told me he sells cell phones. At what? The mall?
He probably doesn't actually sell cell phones. Yeah. See, a lot of people think Sammy's a troll. Like, that this is just a persona he's using to make fun of the SOK, and that this whole thing is just a massive troll. I don't know, it's hard to tell.
You didn't tell me the company he worked for. Is it Sprint, Verizon, or T-Mobile? Since you're all about proof, I want proof of employment.
So here's my proof. And it's your turn now, Fred. It's your turn to show your proof of employment.
I should show the hat I had for when I was working at a movie.
Fred fucks also hides behind his Tony Montana avatar. He's never gonna show himself.
No, he never
told me
did.
on the debate that he has hundreds, if not thousands, of quote-unquote friends. What's the point of all that if they don't even know what you look like? At least me, Kay Gallion, and Phil, we have the balls to show ourselves. You want to talk about true, actual friendship?
Okay, I think there is a bit of truth to that, because there are some people on here that we know each other's identities, we know what each other looks like, and some of the people I've met on here I hang out with IRL, the people, etc. I would love it if there wasn't worries about getting arrested or corporate or whatever, not being able to get a job, and everybody could just use their own names and show their faces. But unfortunately, no.
Where I come from, it's not a friendship until you have met in person. Let me give you a perfect example. The Arid Lord and P Dog. As much as I don't like them, they are genuine friends. I don't think anyone can argue with that. They went out there and took their fairy tale friendship to the next level.
Took their fairy tale friendship to the next level.
Basically, what I'm saying is, Fred Fox is an anonymous character. He lives in his own fantasy empire. In this segment, I will discuss the rest of the Stooges. Not much to say here, so I'll keep it short. Retrospective PC. I won't say too much because I have a feeling I'm gonna deal with him sometime in the future.
Except he never did deal with Che, I don't think.
But he does sound disgruntled. Part of that may be because of me, and I can understand. I can totally understand. But he shouldn't be mad at me. He should be mad at his captain. You see, during the debate, yes, I took some shots at Retro. I did mean what I said, but mostly I wanted to see if Fred would back him up and defend him. Instead of defending him, he laughed with me.
Okay, so Sammy is wrong here. But the irony of this is he's right, because he said Che is the most disgruntled one. He is the most disgruntled one. And Fred did fuck him. So.
He laughed.
I'm talking specifically to retrospective games. Nobody gives retro. Nobody gives a fuck about old games from 20, 15 years ago. People want to play the new shit. Why would you laugh at that? See, that just proves my point that Fred Fox does give no fucks. Besides Fred Fox, he doesn't care about his quote-unquote friends. Wake up, people. I know you're a little young to realize it now, but when you get older, you're gonna see that all he was doing was just using you guys. As long as you're servicing him in some way or fashion, he's gonna be nice to you.
And that was 100% what happened. He was just being nice to them as long as he could use them. So Sammy, despite being retarded, is 100% right.
He's gonna throw in a compliment here and there, but as long as you're kind of working for him, you may not realize it now, but you will soon.
What's worse is he laughed again 1 week later after the stupid spelling bee. The spelling bee thing was a setup to make Fred look smarter and superior. He did Retro dirty. He played him dirty just like I played Fred dirty at the debate. The difference here is Fred is not my friend. Freddy Fastfuck. He is the mascot of the anti-DSP community.
Freddy Fastfuck was... Okay, by the way, guys, this is at 150% speed. I can't stand this guy talking normally. He talks too slow. But, yeah, he's right. Freddy Fastfuck is the mascot.
That's all. He's just a pawn to make Fred look better than he actually is.
He's just some goofball who sat there. It's like, hey guys, I'm Freddy. I love you, Fred. I love you, Fred. You're the best.
Moogle is the receptionist of the anti-DSP community. He gets all the files ready, sends the files, answers calls. That's what he's good for. Everybody else in the SOK are not even worth mentioning.
It's true, they are.
I hardly even remember them. Although I will say, I have no problem against them, against the Stooges. Personally, there's no problem. They're just following orders. I get it. They are just following orders.
He even predicted this. Like, literally, that's what everybody else said. Everybody else basically just said, I was just following Fred's orders. So he predicted
So in this next segment, we're going to discuss minions.
Minions.
Minions is everybody else in the anti-DSP community that's not in the bums of Kojima. They do all the grunt work. Fred knows this, and he expects them to do the dirty work for him. He told me on the podcast he doesn't tell anyone what to do. Let's take a look.
This is amazing.
I have control over anyone. I honestly have no control over anyone in this community. I can give people congratulations when they do awesome stuff, but I can't command people to do anything.
And here he is, in that same episode, telling someone what to do.
Okay. Somebody timestamp that for me, please. You guys on YouTube, you guys in the show, please timestamp for this for me. Thank you.
You just told them what to do. Here's a few examples of popular minions, such as Evil AJ 2010.
Yes, Evil AJ.
Now, let me give you an example how Fred uses people. You see this guy right here? Now, I may not like him, and trust me, I don't like his content, but he is the original This Is How You Don't Play creator. He does have 1 million views. So why the fuck does this guy, why is his Twitter handle at This Is How You Don't Play when it should be his? You see what I'm saying? This guy is trying to take ownership and credit for all his work.
Which he did.
I mean, what kind of shit is that?
That happened.
I mean, Fred, he doesn't deserve this Twitter handle. It's a spit in the face. That's what this is. This is a spit in the face of not only Evil AJ 2010, but everybody else who's ever made it. This is how you don't play.
Yeah, it is.
He's spitting in the face.
It's kind of like if I took MTG as my Twitter handle and I tweeted about stuff other than Magic the Gathering.
Of that legacy, of that reputation. Now this minion makes me laugh. And the reason I say that is simply, you know what he is? He's a male, he's the virtual mailman of the anti-DSP community. He's a mailman. He delivers news and gossip on Twitter for free, by the way. He works for free. And this is what he does. He's a virtual mailman. 31K? I mean, 31,000 tweets? What kind of shit? What the hell? 31,000 tweets of nothing but DSP? Come on, people. You don't see a pattern here? You're not seeing what I'm seeing?
Okay, he does make a good point. Who the fuck does 30,000 tweets just about DSP? That is fucking crazy.
So DSP TXT is a virtual mailman of the SOK. He delivers all the news. All he does is retweet and posts news and gossip. Very similar to another one. Just like another one. It's DSP archive is pretty much the same. 21,000 tweets all about DSP. So another.
Can you imagine pressing the tweet button 20,000 times? Like not even just like pressing it, but like having to look at the tweets and pick them out and hit retweet or write a real tweet. What the fuck?
Mailman, another virtual mailman. He has to deliver the news, by the way. He has to deliver the news because if they don't work together, how will the SOK know about what's going on?
Okay, let's just put this down to normal speed.
Every community needs a mailman to deliver news right to their doorstep.
This is without faster speed on.
Oh look, 17 minutes ago he tweeted Dragon Killer. Oh wait a minute. This is the same guy that was doing the quotes. Oh, this is the quote guy. Yeah, this is the quote.
How can you speak that slow?
Let me see. Yeah.
Okay, let's try listening to Sammy on slow-mo.
All he does is finds something negative, finds an error in what DSP says, he takes it out of context, he takes it out of reference and just posts it for whatever reason. That's crazy. That's just retarded. I mean, his job is to do quotes. Okay, that's fun, I guess. I mean, he has to pass the time somehow. And wow, he's been doing this since October 2009? What the fuck? He's not even getting paid? Well, I mean, there you have it. These 2 minions these 3 minions I just showed you, it just proves my point. They do all the grunt work, they do all the dirty work. You know, they thumb down his videos.
They do.
I mean, this guy right here, DSP Archives, he probably listens to pre-streams and...
Yeah, and Fred threatened to dox them.
What Phil has to say, and then but he's always looking for the negative. You know, well, what can I post? What can I tweet now? Come on, Phil, say something controversial. Say something, just a little negative, so I can post it, so I can do my job and let my community know, so I can keep them updated. That's what he does. He keeps them updated by posting quotes. So yeah, here you go.
So here we have it. After the failed attempt at DDoSing, or hacking, whatever you want to call it, which was a nice try, by the way, they pull out the biggest scheme of the summer, swatting.
So they say that he's behind the swatting at the DDoS, and he was right.
Yeah, so Phil got swatted in the summer. Everybody knows it by now. And you know, the swatting happened on a Wednesday, June 24th. It's a Wednesday, look it up. But take a wild guess what comes after Wednesday. What's that big podcast on Wednesday, huh? Huh? Oh shit. It's the Sons of Kojima podcast every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So they planned it on a Wednesday, because the next day they can talk about it.
You know what? That
know
could have actually happened.
And very controversial. People are going to be buzzing about it.
Phil, when his retarded point that they were behind it because their podcast was the day after, could have actually been true.
They want to see possibly SOK talk about it. So they planned it, the attack on Wednesday, and then 24 hours later, boom, they're right there to cover every single detail.
Come on, guys, this is 150% speed.
By the way, that swatting backfired big time, because, I mean, he made a lot of money off of that. He made a lot of money. So that shit actually backfired on Fred.
This is Sammy at normal speed.
Okay, we're not stupid. He knows who did it. The other stooges might not know about it, but there's one person that Fred keeps close to him. It's maybe a minion, or maybe he knows someone in real life. Like, the most likely scenario is this. Someone came up to him and said, look, I have this information, I have his address, I have his IP, let's do it, let's swat him. But Fred, you know, he tried to play smart, and he probably told them that, you know, let's wait it out until Arkham Knight. Because Phil is really excited about Arkham Knight. Let's just get him then. You know, let's first try the DDoSing. If that fails, then we're going to pull out the swatting. But it has to be a Wednesday. It can't be a Sunday or Saturday, because by the time our podcast comes, people are not going to be too interested in it.
So, I mean, once again, this actually happened. Fred, you heard it. He had PowerPoints. He had battle plans. He had all these strategies for taking people down. So he probably did actually do that.
Damn. Yeah, so Fred knows who did it. I mean, come on.
He
As
does.
the captain of this community, you mean to tell me he had no idea who did it? He has absolutely no clue on who swatted Phil? I don't buy that for 1 second. Because he knows everything that's coming in and out. He knows more about Phil than even the fans, than even me. He knows everything and anything when it comes to DSP. So of course he has some idea who is it. He was involved with it, okay? He was involved with that swatting.
And he probably was.
This was no coincidence, people. This was no coincidence. This was all staged from the beginning in the summer because they had all the time during the downtime. So that's what they came up with, at least Fred fucks. Now, I'm not saying that Fred called in the SWAT. In fact, I know he didn't. He's too smart for that. But he knows who did. He's not gonna cough it up and tell everyone who did it. But it doesn't even matter now anyways. You know who Fred reminds me of? He reminds me of the governor from The Walking Dead. The governor was calculating and diabolical. Now I hear a lot of folks say that Phil is narcissist. Well, I'm here to tell you that narcissism is actually a good thing. If you don't believe me, go read the book Rethinking Narcissism. If you read that, it tells you that there are two sides to narcissists. The regular tamed kind, which makes up 80% of it, and the extreme narcissism, which is like 20%. And no way is Phil an extreme narcissist. He is the regular kind. The anti-DSP community, including Fred, say that Phil is greedy for money, which is ironic because Fred has an avatar of Tony Montana. Tony was a greedy demon. Anti-DSP community keeps mentioning money, yet they don't understand that life is not about playing video games as best as you can. Life is about making money as best as you can, and it's about living within your means. The SOK and the detractors, they're always saying how Phil is e-begging. He's begging to pledge to his Patreon. He's begging his fans. He's begging for money. It's not begging. They have never ran a business because if they did, they would know that there's a thing called marketing. It's not begging, it's marketing. Let me give you a perfect example. Hanes. Michael Jordan's Hanes underwear. When you watch a commercial of that, is Jordan begging you to buy it and give him money? No. He's simply showing a product and it's up to the viewer to decide that. Same thing with Phil. And there's always a new fan watching for the first time. If a new fan is watching a pre-stream for the first time, they would know about his Patreon. Now, whether he actually donates money is up to the person, but at least he knows that it exists, right? But if Phil were to plug Patreon during actual playthrough, during gameplay, let's say a 50-part playthrough, and he plugged it in all of those videos, yeah, that reeks of desperation, no doubt about it. So I just wanted to put that to rest. It's not quote-unquote begging, it's marketing. I hear a lot of his critics and ex-fans say that, oh, he's only in it for the money. Well, when you're 33 years old, have a house payment, mortgage, have pets to feed, have all these bills coming in.
The pets were hamsters, by the way.
Money is a top priority, and video games is a second priority. Obviously, the kids who say this, that he's only in it for the money, they haven't reached adulthood yet. They don't own a home, and probably never will. So they can't really relate. They can't understand his situation. Worrying about another man's financial situation and money could be hazardous to your health. They say that, and they as in detractors, that DSP doesn't care about the fans. Sammy, he doesn't care about you. And my response to that is, I don't care if DSP doesn't care about me. I don't expect him to care about me. He doesn't know me personally. I'm not Panda Lee. I'm not Johnny Rambo or his next door neighbor. I'm not Cinnamon or Raisin. Phil is not my babysitter. So no, he's not supposed to care about me, about the fans. Kobe Bryant. You think Kobe cares about all those Lakers fans sitting in the Staples Center? No, his job is to play the game, get paid, and move on to the next game. The same thing with DSP. People who do Let's Indoors are masochists. The bums of Kojima are bored masochists. They like to torture themselves.
It's true!
Look at all these. He got paid for each one. He got paid for Dark Souls. He got paid for Crash Bandicoot. He got paid for all of these, so it's all good. If the sons of Kojima are so much better players, better skilled players, and they just might be. They might be better players than Phil, but so how come they're not contracted by Machinima? I mean, surely if they're better players, they would do a better job and thus get more money, right? They would be earning more than Phil if they were.
That's a good point.
You know, as they say, they're better, but they get nothing. Fred told me that this is a hobby, that what they do is a hobby. Well, the way I see it, a hobby is supposed to pass the time, not fill it. I mean, look at this, 3 hours and 9 minutes. Well, that's torture. How is this not torture? 3 hours is another one. To another one, 3 hours. Like, instead of going to watch a movie at the theaters for 3 hours, they sit and watch the same death animation over and over.
Again,
he's
I would
right
go with the LeBron James example. I don't like him, so if someone were to come to me and tell me that they have a 3-hour montage of James missing shots, that's not entertainment. That's torture, and quite retarded, actually. Even a 30-minute show like Dexter, which I hate. All those lesson doors they watched, which is a lot, DSP still got paid for those screw-ups, so it's all good.
This guy is right.
The good thing about the DSP community is there's no pressure to do certain things. We do whatever the hell we want to do. We don't constantly have to show up in stupid quote-unquote meetings. We don't have to participate in weekly 4-hour podcasts and other activities too, such as thumbing up Phil's videos, constantly posting on his forum, retweeting every little minor thing. We might not be as big as the anti-DSP community, which I will openly admit.
Wait a minute. So Sammy is saying, and they mocked him for this. He's saying the DSP community, you can just kind of do whatever. He's saying that's okay. Fred makes you comment. Fred makes you come on the podcast. Fred makes you spend a certain amount of time, or you get in trouble if you're not sufficiently active and loyal.
Numbers-wise, we are probably slightly smaller, but that works in our favor because there's no pressure to perform. We simply watch DSP videos. There are some fans that have never posted a comment, never tweeted, never interacted, and that's perfectly fine. I look at the anti-DSP community and I see an operation, a mission, and everybody in the community has some sort of role and obligation. The DSP community is much more relaxed in comparison. Now, I discussed this on the Bones of Kojima podcast, but I'll say it again. If DSP is not gone from YouTube by the end of the year, Fred Fox is going to be held responsible. Now, some of you may be wondering why. Why put a deadline on this, Sammy? My answer to that question is simply, why not? Think back to Metal Gear Solid 1. You think Snake had all the time in the world to stop his brother Liquid? No, he had a very limited time. It didn't take him 1 year or 5 years to accomplish his mission. Now, obviously that's a video game, but you see my point. Fred chose to be the leader, but leaders have eventually delivered. His community has grown a lot over the past year, and with a growing community comes growing expectations. Now, sure, if DSP is still on YouTube in 2016, the Bones of Kojima and Fred will continue with the podcast. But it's gonna be all bark and no bite. The Bones of Kojima will continue to laugh at Phil's goatee or weight or whatever, but at the end of the day, Phil Burnell will be laughing all the way to the bank. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The Bones of Kojima are anonymous. They're not going to show themselves. There's 5 or 6 members, maybe more, and I've not seen one photo of any of them. This group is no different than those hacking groups like Lizard Squad or whatever the fuck they're called. You know, the group that hacked PlayStation a few years ago.
This is
operation
170%.
is no different. The fact of the matter is this, folks. The longer this podcast, this soulcast goes on, the more and more pathetic they look. It's a losing effort. It's not in their favor. And you can see they're getting desperate at this point. They now have to rely on his natural aging system for Phil to fail. They're now depending on Phil's health to go south and his age. Unlike Hideo Kojima, Phil is still in business and doing his YouTube thing. So maybe the Sons of Kojima should just give up and hang up their boots, because this operation is going nowhere. It really serves no purpose other than to be all bark and no bite. It's all fluff, ladies and gentlemen.
And it was all
fluff. It is what it is. I said what I had to say, got it off my chest, and they obviously said what they had to say. And obviously we will never get along. I would like them to prove me wrong. If Phil's such an asshole, he's such a horrible person, well, put him out of business and prove me wrong. But I'm not gonna mention these kids again. At least not until
So I'd like to end you guys off, because I think we all got woke by Sammy, and I think we all got waited for Phil's to have health problems. Yeah, they are. Sammy was largely right there. Ironically enough, his retardation somehow made him correct. So, because we're all woke and we're high energy, we're gonna watch the most fucking based man in America.
Fight the tyrant evils that lurk here in a bro. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the next senator of the great state of Michigan,
This may be the most woke speech ever.
all right. Hang with me. Well, what's going on in the world today? It seems the government wants to give everyone health insurance but wants us all to pay. And to be very frank, I really don't have a problem with that. Since God has blessed me and made my pockets fat. But a redistribution of wealth seems more like their plan. And I don't believe that you should save, sacrifice, do things by the book, and then have to take care of some deadbeat milking the system lazy ass motherfucking man.
Yes! Whoa!
Now, the issue of struggling single parents is an issue close to my heart. But read my lips. We should not reward these women who can't even take care of themselves, but keep having kid after fucking kid.
Yes! So woke.
Of course we should help them out. I don't want to sit here and sound like a jerk. Well, let's help them out with child care, job training, and put the goddamn asses to work.
I love the undertones here. We don't.
Dads who refuse to be a man.
We all know who he's talking about in this speech. We know who he's referring to.
Who refuse to raise your sons up to be good men? You ghetto glorifiers and gangster wannabes. I say lock all you assholes up and throw away the fucking keys. And if you want to take a knee or sit during our Star-Spangled Banner, call me a racist because I'm not PC and think you have to remind me that Black Lives Matter. Nazis fucking bigots, and now again the KKK say screw all you assholes, stay the fuck away. It's no secret we're divided, and we all should take some blame. We should be ashamed that we all seem scared to call him by his name. So please, Almighty Jesus, if you're looking down tonight, please guide us with your wisdom and give us strength to fight the tyrant evils that lurk here and abroad, and remind us all we are still just one nation under God.
Yeah! One nation under God.
Now let's get down to brass tacks before I hit you with this phone. Like it or not, Hillary Clinton lost, and your president is Donald motherfucking Trump. Kid Rock for Senate has got folks in disarray. Where they need Kid Rock for president of the USA. Wouldn't it be a sight to see? President Kid Rock in Washington, D.C. standing on the Oval Office like a G, holding my dick ready to address the whole country. All of the nation dead in the eyes, live on TV. They simply tell me, you never met a motherfucker playing night.
Okay, there he goes. greatest. I just figured we'd land on a high note. That is literally like the greatest speech of all time. Your president's motherfucking Trump. Like, what are they gonna do against Kid Rock? Kid Rock has a sex tape out. People think he's a sleazebag. Like, honestly, what are they gonna attack this guy with? His personal life is a disaster. Anyways. You know he's gonna win. He's gonna win. I mean, it's amazing. So I just wanted to end on a high note. I know that wasn't exactly related, but good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope he didn't bore you too much. God bless you all, and God bless America.